What is the most pointless thing you were doing until you realized it was actually genius? I spent 3 years parking in the same exact spot at work because I thought it was the only legal place to park. The office building has this huge parking lot, maybe 200 spaces, but there's only one spot I ever used. Third row from the building, right next to the handicap spaces. Every morning at 8:15, I'd pull into that same spot. If someone else was parked there, I'd drive around the block and wait until they left. Sometimes took 20 minutes. My coworkers thought I was obsessive compulsive about parking. Why don't you just park somewhere else? They'd ask when I'd show up late after waiting for my spot. I can't park anywhere else. Why not? Because that's the only spot I'm allowed to use. They looked at me like I was insane, but I had my reasons. On my first day 3 years ago, the building manager, Mr. Peterson, had walked me to that exact spot and said, "You can park here." I assumed he meant that was my assigned spot, like how some buildings give you a specific parking space when you start working there. For 3 years, I parked nowhere else. Rain, snow, didn't matter. That was my spot. Friday afternoon, I'm leaving work and Mr. Peterson is standing by my car with a clipboard, looking confused. "Excuse me, are you the person who's been parking in this spot every day for the past few years?" My heart sank. I was in trouble. "Yes, sir. I'm sorry if I wasn't supposed to." No, you're fine. I'm just curious. Why this spot specifically?" "Because you told me I could park here on my first day." Mr. Peterson thought for a moment. "I remember that day, but I meant you could park here, as in anywhere in this section of the lot." I stared at him. "Anywhere. The whole lot is employee parking. You can park in any unmarked space. Any space that's not handicapped, visitor parking, or marked for executives." I looked around the parking lot. Hundreds of empty spaces, spots closer to the building, spots under trees for shade, spots that didn't require waiting 20 minutes if someone else was there first. "So I could park over there?" I pointed to a spot right by the front entrance. "If it's not taken, absolutely." "Or there." I pointed to a shaded spot under a big oak tree. "Yes, I've been limiting myself to one spot for 3 years for no reason." Mr. Peterson started laughing. "That's dedication. Most people try to park as close as possible. You've been making it harder for yourself." Monday morning, I parked in a different spot, right up front, 10 steps from the building entrance. Felt like cheating. My coworker Janet saw me walking in from the front of the lot. "Since when do you park up there?" "Since I found out I was allowed to." "You thought you weren't allowed to park in the regular spots?" "I thought I was assigned to that one spot forever." Janet stared at me. "You've been making yourself walk an extra 100 yards every day for 3 years because you thought you had assigned parking?" When she put it like that, it sounded pretty stupid. But here's the thing. That Friday, Janet couldn't find a parking spot anywhere. The lot was completely full because of some conference in the building next door. She had to park 3 blocks away and walk 15 minutes to the office. I was already at my desk, coffee in hand, because I'd parked in my old reliable spot out of habit. The one spot in the entire lot that no one else ever wanted because it wasn't close to anything. "How did you find parking?" Janet asked, looking stressed and sweaty from her long walk. "My old spot was open. The one way in the back? Yeah, no one ever parks there." Janet's face changed as she realized what I'd accidentally discovered. For 3 years, while everyone else fought for the good parking spots, I'd been consistently parking in the one place that was always available. Rain or shine, busy day or not, my spot was always there. I'd accidentally created the most reliable parking situation in the entire building by choosing the least desirable spot and sticking with it. Now half the office parks in the back section because they realized what I'd figured out by accident. Guaranteed parking is better than convenient parking. I still park in my original spot most days.